Today we begin on the last part of thinking about a worldview. Now, I want to caution you on one thing. Just because this is our last unit and our last discussion of worldview does not mean it's your last discussion on worldview for your entire program. Remember, Belhaven University, we intentionally integrate a Christian biblical type worldview throughout all of our curriculum, and that's done intentionally. So you will, in future courses, and all of your future courses should be, asked to identify a Christian worldview element. I'm hoping that what you've learned about your worldview in this course will help you apply these concepts in future courses and look at how your worldview will help you or will influence how you apply and use what you learn in the future courses. So by the time we finish here, you should be able to apply the Christian worldview to a case situation. That is one of your assignments to do, is actually look at a case and apply the Christian worldview. And then finally, I've been telling you to get prepared for this. You should articulate and evaluate your own worldview. You should be able to express what your own worldview is. Okay. So this week, it's mostly on you. I'm not teaching you a lot. You're not reading a lot of new stuff. Okay. It's mostly work for you to deliver. As we say, it's on you. This unit is, through the rest of the course, is mostly the application of what you've learned, is summarizing and articulating things. So let's review. What is a worldview? A worldview is that fundamental orientation, that bunch of beliefs, values, and ethics that influence how you see the world and interact with the world. Seeing the world, it's how we make sense of it. Interact is how does it affect our behavior toward the world? Because you're in a world where there are 8 billion other human beings and you have to interact with a lot of them. Okay. And they've got worldviews too. So you got to figure out, we may have different worldviews. We may have similar worldviews, but we're all in one world. Okay. So we've got to encounter each other and deal with each other. And this tells us how we do it. Remember, it's about our beliefs, our understanding of truth, and our understanding of reality. Okay. It's about our values, what matters most and what motivates us. And our ethics goes back to our sense of right and wrong and what's acceptable behavior, what is unacceptable behavior. The worldview will address these three big areas for you. The worldview, do not forget, guides choices we make, from the trivial to the life-changing. Trivial, maybe, I believe that there is a God. Maybe I believe there is a God. And this God wants me to have a healthy body. Well, then that's going to lead to a value and if I have a value that says, I believe that being healthy and feeling good is good on a daily basis. Every day I wake up feeling better. So I value feeling good and being healthy. And then the ethics side of that would be, well, it's not right for me to go around sick, because going around sick makes me a burden to others, or then, maybe if I go around sick, it inconveniences them. Maybe if I catch diseases, I can transmit it to them. So my belief, God wants me to have a healthy body. And that's premised on that God exists and is involved. Okay. Goes back to worldview questions. I have values about being healthy, and ethics is not right, or it's not right for me to burden others. The result, I will make choices to eat well, exercise, and get regular medical checkups. See, that's very mundane. It's practical, but you can see, I hope, from this how a worldview begins to guide your behavior. Okay. It helps us on interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships are a result of your worldview. An inclusive worldview makes you tolerant, or at least understanding of others. When we say tolerant, it doesn't mean you have to accept their worldview or accept their behavior, but at least you understand it. Okay. An exclusive worldview is that one becomes prejudicial and discriminatory toward others. Okay. It doesn't seek to, if your worldview doesn't allow you to be to try and figure out other people and understand them, it would just lead you to a straight dismissal. How we affect other people in a Christian worldview is largely influenced by this verse out of the Psalms. It says, I praise you, God, he's talking to God, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. In interpersonal relationships, if my worldview is that I'm a biblical Christian, and if God made me as in a wonderful way, if I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, then everybody else was made by God, and they are fearfully and wonderfully made and are worthy of of good treatment from me. You should reflect. You should self-review on your worldview. Examine how your worldview helps us understand its effect on our relationships. Okay? Look at is your worldview helping you grow and adapt? Is your worldview leading you to more thoughtful decision making? Is it really a part of who you are? Is your worldview? Are you demonstrating how your worldview is, or what your worldview is? Are you demonstrating it in the way that you live? And are you looking at elements of your life and behavior to see if it stacks up against that worldview you say you've adopted? Okay. You have a case study paper to turn in this week. One of your exercises is as part of your final paper. There's a case study there. You will start by articulating your own worldview using Sire's 8 questions. Go back to where we started in the worldview examination process. Look at those 8 questions about life that the author Sire brings up. Articulate your own worldview in light of those. Okay? Then, knowing what you know from having studied what worldviews are, analyze a case study. Some of the characters in this case study have particular worldviews. You will have the opportunity to discuss how that worldview will likely affect their decisions or action. And then compare and contrast your worldview with one of the characters. You'll select a character in that case, and you will compare your worldview with that character. And all 3 of these elements will go into your final paper. Okay. The case context. Here's how to think about a case. When you have to look at a case, it's a story. Most cases are a story that leads you to a decision or to an application of the principles that we're learning. You'll do many cases throughout your graduate education. First thing to look at is the background. Identify the central theme, the context. It's like any other story you learned in 7th grade literature in high school. You'll look at what's the setting, what's the central theme, what's going on. Okay. Does the setting have anything to do and has had any influence over the case? What's the background? The elements. Look at the situation, who the characters are. Look for the main conflict, or make sure you've identified the real issue. What's the big question? What are we trying to find out? Or what are the characters in the case wrestling with? What is causing the people in the case to lose sleep at night? Okay. And if you can figure that out, you probably figured out what the main conflict in the case is. In this case, the various worldviews of the characters are central to the case because it's affecting how they each want to approach the situation that's in the case. Examine how the worldviews of those characters shape the decisions they may make. You may want to go back to the 8 questions, or you may want to go back to that slide we had just a few slides ago about beliefs, values, and ethics. That may be easier for you to evaluate the worldview of of your chosen character and how it will be seen in their behavior. So then compare and contrast your worldview with the chosen character. Consider and discuss the broader implications in real world scenarios, like how might this worldview accept societal norms or how people relate to each other in society. How would it affect businesses if this business adopts this worldview? The people in this business all function from a certain worldview. How will it affect the business, or how will it affect their interaction with other businesses or other people? Summarize your finding and of course, support your positions with cited material. Remember, cited and reference. Go back to the first lessons we had about APA. You will need support for critical assumptions and ideas, and you will need to cite and reference those sources that influenced your thinking. Now it's time to think about where you are here at the end of the course. Rearview mirror. Go back to Dr. Parrott. Go back to that rearview mirror. How have your ideas of graduate education changed? Is it different than you thought it would be? Okay. Identify those areas in your mind in which it is different. Okay. Maybe you had some ideas that you came in and those ideas are being reinforced. That's fine too. Okay. Do you see some areas of which you have grown already? Okay. Have you learned any new skills that will help you through your graduate program? I hope you have, because you're going to employing these skills like critical thinking, time management, being able to do good research, being able to do good writing. You will need these throughout your plan. Have you identified perhaps some areas that you would like to get stronger in? Well, this is a chance now to initiate for yourself some self-development and study that will help you get better as you as you continue your graduate journey. So do you see some challenges ahead? As you now understand a little bit about graduate education, do you see some challenges? Now you need to think about what you can do, what positive actions you can take to deal with those challenges. I hope you will find that you're better equipped to continue in your program, that you've gotten some foundational skills. Or you may have actually tripped over a skill or two that you may need to develop on your own. And one thing that'll carry you through things is excitement about what lies ahead. Look at this graduate journey as an exciting thing where you're going to be learning new skills. You're going to be learning new ideas. You're going to grow from challenging things. General Colin Powell used to say that perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. Being excited about what you're doing and being optimistic about it can really give you the energy to get through with it, to get through and continue to the end of the program. So here we are. Complete those reading assignments. What do we say? Read everything before doing anything. Okay. Complete the writing assignments. Answer any discussion question you've got, and get that final paper in on time, because we need it in on time so we can get your do a quality job of reading it and evaluating it for you. And of course, this is the time to reach out to your instructor if you need any final guidance. Best to you.